Tonight on Global News, Federal Minister of Agriculture and Food Security flags off rain-fed wheat seed production in Jos. Plateau State Government reaffirms commitment to improve maternal and child nutrition. Also on Global News, Federal Government launches Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System. And on the foreign scene, Iran denies negotiating with US after Trump announces talks. Details shortly. Hello, thank you for joining us on Global News this evening. My name is Hudun Gyang. Vice President Kashim Shettima has said that President Bola Tinubu's government deserves commendation for reforms in key sectors, attributing the rise in foreign reserves to the moves. Shettima spoke on Monday at the Delta Economic and Investment Summit in Asaba, hailing Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo for backing the reforms of the Tinubu administration. While praising Soludo, the vice president hailed him for his stance in the 2023 elections, saying the Anambra governor went against the wind. Addressing the gathering in the Delta State capital, Shettima said the rise in investment summits is a sign of healthy competition among states. According to him, with more money coming to the states, subnationals have a stronger foundation. In his address, Governor Sherif Oborevori of Delta said his government had set aside $100 million as viability gap funding to de-risk new investments in the state. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, says the ministry has continued to implement programs aimed at increasing food production, improving farmers' incomes, creating jobs, promoting mechanization, and strengthening agricultural research. Senator Kyari stated this at the flag-off ceremony of the rain-fed wheat seed production for youth empowerment program held at the Federal College of Land Resources Technology, Kuru, Jos South local government area. Correspondent Simon Swatke has the details as presented in our studio.
Addressing the participants, the Federal Minister for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, said the ministry is working closely with agricultural research institutes, universities, development partners, private sector organizations, and state governments to ensure the improved technologies reach farmers and other beneficiaries. Represented by the Executive Director, Lake Chad Research Institute, Maiduguri, Professor Babagana Kabir, the minister commended Governor Caleb Mutfwang for demonstrating a visionary commitment to agricultural transformation. He pointed out the unwavering support of Governor Mutfwang for agriculture in positioning Plateau State as a leading center for sustainable food production and agro-industrial growth.
Innovation and commitment to agriculture have earned the state a reputation as one of Nigeria's foremost agricultural hubs. The Plateau State, the people, have consistently demonstrated that agriculture is not merely an occupation, but a way of life.
Plateau State Commissioner of Agriculture and Rural Development Samson Bugama, represented by the Assistant Director, Agricultural Services of the Ministry, Daros Dagom, described the initiative of rain-fed wheat seed production for youth empowerment as federal government efforts boost domestic wheat production and reduce dependence on importation.
We have so many programs existing, and wheat is one of them. And we are so proud as a ministry to partner with the Wheat Farmers Association. It has not been an easy journey because challenges are everywhere. But we know that the journey must start before it becomes comfortable.
The initiator of the program, Samuel Pukat, said the initiative will not only create job and wealth for youth, but also strengthen the wheat value chain, improve seed quality, and contribute to national food sufficiency.
This is the farm cultivated. In the next 1 month from now, this place will be green, all the grace of God. And we want to assure all of you that this is a place of making history that we desire for our nation, Nigeria.
Regional Director North Central of the National Agricultural Seed Council, Agbode Dotun, alongside the Vice Chairman, Wheat Farmers Association, Sale Ningi, called on beneficiaries to champion wheat production and promote the crop in Nigeria. Secretary, Farmers Association of Nigeria, Plateau State Chapter, the Provost, Federal College of Land Resources Technology, Kuru, as well as other key stakeholders in wheat production in Nigeria, presented messages of goodwill at the event.
Plateau State government has reaffirmed its commitment to improving maternal, newborn, child, and adolescent nutrition through the implementation of evidence-based interventions. State Commissioner of Health Nicholas Bamlong stated this at a press briefing to kickstart this year's World Breastfeeding Week at the Joseph Gonwok Secretariat in Jos. Our correspondent reports that the briefing was organized in collaboration with the Plateau State Primary Healthcare Board.
World Breastfeeding Week, celebrated every year from 1st to 7th of August, serves as a reminder of the critical role breastfeeding plays in ensuring the survival, growth, and development of children while improving the health and well-being of mothers. This year's World Breastfeeding Week is being celebrated under the theme Breastfeeding for a Sustainable Start in Life, Strengthen What Works. Briefing journalist State Commissioner of Health Nicholas Bamlong said sustainable investment in breastfeeding today would result in healthier children and mothers while building a stronger future communities.
Beyond the health benefits, breastfeeding contributes significantly to household income by reducing expenditure on infant formula and treatment of childhood illnesses.
Bamlong explained that as part of effort towards improving maternal, newborn, child and adolescent nutrition, government is strengthening baby-friendly hospital and community initiatives, capacity building of health workers on infant and young child feeding, integration of breastfeeding counseling into antenatal, delivery and postnatal services, as well as improved nutrition services across primary, secondary and tertiary health facilities, among others. The Commission encouraged every family, institution and community to become champions of breastfeeding, stressing it remains one of the most effective and affordable public health interventions.
We are equally calling on our development partners to sustain the investment in maternal, newborn and child nutrition programs.
Director of Nutrition, Plateau State Primary Healthcare Board, Dongmor Davies, emphasized the need for sustained breastfeeding for the first 6 months, pointing out that it offers enormous health benefits for both mothers and newborns. The week-long event would feature awareness campaigns, community outreaches, advocacy visits, recognition of breastfeeding champions, and facility-based demonstrations across the 17 local government areas to promote optimal breastfeeding practices in the state. I am Gakop Timothy.
The General Manager, Plateau Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, Godfrey Nuhu, says the state is intensifying efforts to prevent cholera outbreaks across vulnerable communities. Nuhu made this known at the commencement of a 4-day cholera preparedness and response training for frontline responders drawn from Bokos, Mangu, Barkinladi, Jos North and Jos South local government areas. The training is supported by the Federal Ministry of Water Resources, UNICEF, and other health sector partners. Our correspondent was at the John Grant Hotel, Bukuru, and now reports.
The one-day training on case area targeted intervention, CATI, brought together stakeholders from health and WASH sectors to strengthen preparedness and response strategy to cholera outbreak through both theoretical and practical sessions. The General Manager of the Plateau State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, Godfrey Nuhu, highlighted key strategies for implementing the training outcomes and stressed the need for participants to apply the knowledge gained in their respective local government areas to enhance emergency response to cholera outbreaks.
Is meant to be stepped up. That is why we have selected these people from this local government, so as to enable the primary healthcare centers in the various local governments have the positive effect of this training. The training will take place immediately in the local government for those staff that are going to be involved in carrying out this to the various primary healthcare
Declaring the training open, the Permanent Secretary, Plateau State Ministry of Water Resources and Energy, Longnan Gambo, said the ministry remains committed to ensuring access to safe and potable water across the state, noting that clean water, sanitation, and proper hygiene are critical in preventing cholera and other waterborne diseases.
When we have clean water, definitely the public will be assured of at least healthy living. The state government presently is carrying out rehabilitation of its existing dams and facilities. Presently, work is ongoing in all the facilities of Jos Water Services Corporation.
In a message, the Assistant Director, Water Coalition and Surveillance, Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, Ayodele Babalola, emphasized the importance of collaboration among stakeholders in preventing and responding effectively to cholera outbreaks in the state. Issa Muhammad and Stella Gyang are participants at the training.
This training is very important because it tells us about cholera and how it started, how it is going to be curtailed, and how we are going to prevent it.
We go back home, we're going to create more awareness on them how to take proper food sanitation, because we understand this disease is contacted through fecal-oral.
The training featured paper presentations, a pre-test to assess participants' knowledge, and an interactive session on strengthening cholera preparedness and response in Plateau State. I am Maureen James.
The extent to which a Christian fulfills God's purpose is greatly dependent on their commitment to accountability maintained in their walk with Christ. Prophet, House of Faith Prayer Global Dominion Ministry, Jonathan Genete, stated this during the ministry's first annual conference. The event took place at the Praise Hall, NBTT, Jos.
The conference, which marked the ministry's 6th-year anniversary, presented an opportunity for praise, worship, and spiritual edification. Prophet of House of Faith Prayer Global Dominion Ministry, Jonathan Genete, charged the congregation to lead responsible Christian lives.
The Lord has called us in Matthew that we should make disciples of all nations. So my church is all about you knowing your purpose of existence and the need to reach out to win souls for Christ.
Speaking on the theme, Break Forth, guest speaker at the conference, Isaac Mabur, urged the congregation to live and move beyond life's limitations.
Society will be changed for the better. Nigeria in particular has been staying too long or long enough. We have the potential to move beyond this. And everyone has the potential to move beyond where he is.
The event featured musical renditions and a drama session depicting the consequences of pursuing selfish ambitions. In Jos, Nisi Alan.
Up ahead on Global News, Team Nigeria finished Africa's best at Commonwealth Games. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The federal government has launched the human resource modules of the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, introducing a fully digital platform that will automate staff postings, promotions, leave applications, and other personnel processes across the federal civil service. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Walson-Jack, said the new platform marked a major milestone in the government's drive to build a modern, efficient, and technology-driven public service in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Speaking at the official IPPIS Go Live ceremony in Abuja on Monday, Walson-Jack said the platform would replace manual human resource processes with an integrated digital system covering the entire workforce lifecycle. The head of service explained that the platform would handle biometric enrollment, onboarding, payroll administration, employee mobility, human resource processes, reporting and data analytics across the 508 ministries, extra-ministerial departments and agencies currently on the IPPIS platform. According to her, integrating all personnel functions into a single platform would eliminate duplication, improve personnel records, reduce errors and delays, while strengthening transparency and accountability through automated approvals, standardized workflows, and reliable audit trails. Watson Jack said the employee self-service module would enable officers to securely access and update their records, reducing paperwork and administrative bottlenecks. She noted that the transition from the Oracle Electronic Business Suite to the new platform followed extensive testing and technical evaluations, adding that the software was developed entirely by Nigerians. The management of the Plateau State Ministry for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs has condoled with the chairman of Jos South Local Government Council, Silas Dung, over the demise of his father, late Patrick Dung. The condolence visit was held at the residence of the deceased in Rayfield, Jos. Correspondent Simon Swatkia has the details as presented in our studio.
The Plateau State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Ephraim Usman, who led a delegation to the Jos South Chairman's residence in Greyfield, Jos, said they were at the Chairman's residence to sympathize with him over the loss of his father and to offer comfort to the bereaved family.
God knows why he decided to take him at this point in time. Yeah, he is 80, but sincerely, this is the most time that we need them to tap from their old age, the counsel, from their wisdom. But of course, when he came on earth, God did not negotiate with any of us. God has a time for everything. He gave us Baba, and he has decided to take Baba at the appropriate time.
The commissioner pointed out that God used the late Da Patrick Dung to train his children, who are doing well and contributing meaningfully to society.
So my word of encouragement goes to the chairman, the entire family, our siblings, that as we mourn the demise of our father, we should also ask ourselves, when my own turn comes, what will I be remembered for? Baba has left a good legacy. Baba has trained his children. If he has not trained the children, maybe he wouldn't have been in this house.
Responding, the son of the deceased and chairman of Jos South Local Government Council, Silas Dung, said their father was a disciplinarian who positively touched the lives of many Plateau people and beyond. He appreciated the management of the ministry for the show of love and concern during their moments of grief.
To see their boss. Baba retired as a zonal director in the Ministry of Education. We, like I said, will miss him, miss his wise counsel. I even think that the grandchildren will miss him the more. 80 is a good time to say goodbye.
Also, the Director of Administration of the Ministry, Helen Dunia, offered prayers of comfort for the family. The late Da Patrick Dung will be laid to rest on Tuesday this week.
Now to the foreign scene. Iran says it is negotiating with Oman to reach an understanding over a temporary route through the Strait of Hormuz to allow commercial shipping to resume. The statement came after U.S. President Donald Trump said new talks on ending the war in Iran would begin on Monday, and that he had called off massive strikes on the country for this purpose. Trump did not specify who would take part in the talks. Earlier, he had said the parameters of a deal had been agreed and would include reopening Hormuz, the vital waterway whose closure by Iran has sent oil prices soaring. In its response, Iran said it was not negotiating with the U.S. and had no plans to do so. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Bagai added that Tehran was negotiating with Oman to reach an understanding over a path to ensure the security of shipping passage through the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran has repeatedly closed off the strait since the U.S. and Israel started attacks on the country in February. Moving on to sports, thousands of football enthusiasts gathered at the Bocas Mini Stadium for the opening ceremony of the 4th edition of the Jasper Fiton Peace and Unity Football Tournament. Sponsor of the tournament, Joseph Mafulul, donated 1 million naira and exercise books to persons living with disabilities as part of efforts to promote peace, youth development, and community support in Bocas local government area. Our correspondent has details.
The Bocas Mini Stadium came alive as footballers, fans, community leaders, youths and supporters turned out in large numbers for the opening of the 4th edition of the Jasper Fitton Peace and Unity Football Tournament. Chairman of the organizing committee, Israel Dakub, described the competition as more than a football tournament, noting that it has become a platform for discovering young talents, creating opportunities for aspiring footballers, and promoting peace and unity among people of Bokos. Sponsor of the tournament, Joseph Mafulul, popularly known as Jasper Fitton, said the people of Bokos are united and peace-loving, stressing that football remains an effective tool for bringing young people together, strengthening friendship, and discouraging social vices.
We are doing this because we want it to be in existence, even the unborn children, let them know that, yes, football is the only language that can unite people together. We are having serious challenge of security, but with that will not stop us not to do our needful to bring our youth together so that they will learn from us.
As part of the opening ceremony, Mafulul presented a donation of 1 million naira and exercise books to persons living with disabilities in the area. The ceremony also featured the inspection of participating teams and the ceremonial kick-off performed by the sponsor alongside Dauda Maren, who represented the acting chairman of Bokos Traditional Council. Some supporters, the youth leader of Butura district, Mangai Amos, and players of Young Stars FC and Takai FC applauded the sponsor for his commitment to youth empowerment, saying the competition has helped reduce idleness among young people, discovering football talents, and contributing to the success of the Bokos local government football team, which won the Governor's Cup. The opening match between Young Stars FC and Takai FC ended in a 1-1 draw, setting the stage for what is expected to be another exciting and competitive edition of the tournament.
Team Nigeria finishes on a high at the culmination of the 2026 Glasgow Commonwealth Games to claim Africa's best ever position in the Games yet again. Our correspondent, who has been monitoring the Games, reports that despite falling 2 gold medals short of their performance in Birmingham in the last 4 years, Team Nigeria's historic finish in the final standings reinforces the giant of Africa tag.
He's certainly a strong athlete.
Late gold medals from Samuel Ogaji and Ezekiel Nathaniel in the 400 meters men's event and hurdles respectively helped Team Nigeria secure 10 gold, 7 silver and 7 bronze medals to place 7th in the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games final standings, ranking as Africa's highest level of placing in the Games history. Australia emerged overall winner with 70 gold, 45 silver and 46 bronze medals in a 171 medal haul, with England scooping 29 gold medals to finish as runners-up, while Canada claimed 19 gold medals to place 3rd. In a separate development, Nigeria revived their Women's African Cup of Nations title defense with a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Zambia in Rabat, despite competing for over 45 minutes of the game with 10 women on Saturday night. Star striker Azizat Oshola bundled home the game's only goal after coming off a rebound of her own attempt off Rashidat Ajibade's magnificent pass to put the Super Falcons ahead after 8 minutes at the Al Madina Stadium. Nigeria were forced to protect their lead for more than half the match after Oluwatosin Demihin was sent off in the 40th minute. Despite Zambia's relentless push for an equalizer, the Super Falcons held on firmly to claim maximum points. The result keeps Nigeria's quarterfinal hopes alive after Malawi's 3-1 victory over Egypt earlier left the champions under even greater pressure, but the biggest issue now rests on the possibility of the trio of Malawi, Zambia and Nigeria finishing in Group C with 6 points each. With head-to-head and the nature of goal margin considerations to come into play at the culmination of Wednesday, August 5th last Group C games, Nigerians will be hopeful that the odds favor the current Women's African Cup of Nations champions, who must advance to stand a chance of reaching next year's Women's FIFA World Cup in Brazil. For Sports Roundup, Yaksat Maklek.
And best of luck to the Super Falcons. And that's the end of our news today. Earlier, we told you that the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, says the ministry has continued to implement programs aimed at increasing food production, improving farmers' incomes, creating jobs, promoting mechanization, and strengthening agricultural research. Senator Kyari stated this at the flag-off ceremony of the rain-fed wheat seed production for youth empowerment program held at the Federal College of Land Resources Technology, Kuru, Jos South local government area. Plateau State Government has reaffirmed its commitment to improving maternal, newborn, child and adolescent nutrition through the implementation of evidence-based interventions. State Commissioner of Health Nicholas Bamlong stated this at a press briefing to kickstart this year's World Breastfeeding Week at the Joseph Gomwok Secretariat in Jos. The federal government has launched the human resource modules of the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, introducing a fully digital platform that will automate staff postings, promotions, leave applications, and other personnel processes across the federal civil service. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Walson-Jack, said the new platform marked a major milestone in the government's drive to build a modern, efficient, and technology-driven public service in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. And Iran says it is negotiating with Oman to reach an understanding over a temporary route through the Strait of Hormuz to allow commercial shipping to resume. The statement came after U.S. President Donald Trump said new talks on ending the war in Iran would begin on Monday, and that he had called off massive strikes on the country for this purpose. Thank you for watching. Good night.